The 6th of June 1944, also known as D-Day, was when the largest amphibious operation in history took place. Launching Operation Overlord, Allied troops invaded Normandy, which eventually led to the defeat of Nazi Germany. And a new exhibition from the National Army Museum in London has come to the Firing Line Museum in Cardiff Castle to help us remember an event that changed the world.
The D-Day landings were a really significant part of the Second World War, and they were a pivotal turning point. Over 150,000 Allied troops actually went there, so that's not just British soldiers, that's Canadians, Americans, Polish, French, and basically it was the turning point, and it was the moment in World War II history where the Germans were actually kind of stopped and forced back.
But why is it so important that we remember what took place on the beaches of northern France 75 years ago?
It was an incredibly high-risk action at that time. A lot of planning went into it, and if it had failed, it could have completely changed the face of the war. Just the sheer kind of amount of human sacrifice. I mean, the D-Day landings, if it had gone wrong, the sheer level of casualties would have been so much higher than it was. And it was just so important to the morale of the Allied forces. It was really the moment that won the war for us. But for me, if we think about the more human element, we are getting to the point where we have less and less Second World War veterans alive now. So I think it's really important to continue telling those stories and keep their legacy alive.
As well as explaining the D-Day landings and why they happened, the exhibition presents some real-life stories of the people involved, one of which is Trooper Stan Scott and his soldiers who used special vehicles which promised mobility and pace.
So this exhibition is here until the beginning of January. If you are a resident or you work in Cardiff, you can get a Cardiff Castle key, which means that you could get in free to see this wonderful exhibit. But please do come and visit us.